Hey guys, it's Weston here. So today I'm going to be reviewing the SoundPEATS M10 earphones. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to SoundPEATS for sending these out to review. So now let's just jump straight into the design. And I'm actually really liking the design of these earphones. They're pretty simple and pretty understated. And for a cheap earphone, they're actually really nice. So you can see, looking at the housing, we've got a circular design, and that is pretty uniform throughout the housing. So that features on the sides and around the back as well. You can also see we've got a separator which actually separates the two halves of the housing, which I think looks pretty cool. You can also see it's got a black groove design running horizontally along the earphones as well, and it just adds something a little bit different. Going round to the back, you can see we've got a little bit of cable strain relief, and on there we've got a left and right indicator. Unfortunately, these are a little bit difficult to read, but they are there. Then we move quickly onto the cable, and it is a flat style cable, which I actually do quite like, and it's something you don't really see too much on earphones at this cost. Then we move down a little bit more, and we do have a universal microphone, so these will work with Android, iOS, Windows and all that good stuff. And then around the back they've got the SoundPEATS logo on there. Then we move right down to the 3.5mm jack, and this is a straight shot, and it's finished off in black like the rest of the earphones, and it is silver plated as well, which is understandable for the price of the earphones. Then we move on to comfort, and this is where it starts to sort of fall down a little bit, just for me though. And the included ear tips are actually pretty nice. You do get obviously your small, medium and large tips, and they're really soft and really nice, and they don't sort of chafe in your ears that much. The only thing is though, I did note, is that they didn't really seal in my ears properly and didn't fit properly, and they are a little bit heavy as well, so I did notice they were sort of slipping out of my ears when I was wearing them, especially when I was walking around. If you just sat listening to music though, then they're not too bad, but if you're constantly moving with them in, you might find that they start to slip out of your ears a little bit. But like I said, that may be different for you because everyone's ears are different. So now we get on to isolation and leak, and again they're not really that great. And that's just my experience, though yours will obviously be different. And like I said, they didn't really seal correctly, so obviously I'm not going to get good levels of isolation. And they are actually going to leak a little bit more as well because the seal isn't that good. But like I said, your experience will be different. So now we get on to the sound quality, and they're okay. I'm not going to say they're like brilliant when, yeah, they're just okay. So the bass is actually pretty decent. It's quite deep, and it's got a little bit of a punch to it. So if you like your sort of your drum and bass, your electronic music, your house and all that stuff, then they're actually pretty good for that sort of genres of music. Anything else then, they don't really deliver that well. It can be a little bit wayward at times, and it is fairly loose as well. On the plus side though, it's never overpowering, and it doesn't creep into the mid-range, which is a good point. Then we get on to the mid-range, and it's actually lacking in quite a bit of detail. It is very forward in the sound though, but it's just not very good. It also has a little bit of a harshness to it, and it can come across a little bit mechanical at times, especially when you start pushing them to higher volumes. Then we get onto the vocals, and these can be a little bit sharp at times. Again, like the mids, they're very prominent, but not in a good way. Then we get on to the high frequencies, and again, these are quite harsh and brash. So overall for the sound, they're not actually great, to be honest. I mean, I'm probably being a little bit too overcritical of these because they are very cheap earphones, but I can't like lie and say that these are good when they don't really sound that good. Right guys, so that is it for this review. What do I think of these earphones? Well, I love the design and construction of them. They're actually really impressive for such cheap earphones. So what would you actually get these for? Well, I would say these would be ideal for a second sort of backup pair of earphones. So say if you don't want to take your main earphones out and you just want something on the cheaper side, then these would be definitely worth considering. Right guys, so that is it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the very next video.